Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another fabulous discussion, Minecraft discussion, all things well-being. This is Dr. Kimberly Quinn here we're going to have a good talk today. We first got to just remind folks, maybe who haven't listened to the other ones, that Minecraft's main theme is to become the boss of your brain and to become the boss of your thoughts, as thoughts come first and feelings come second and action and behavior last. And so here's the thing, by changing our thinking, controlling what comes in, and then reframing what's already in often, can completely change our lives, which really applies to what we're going to talk about today, which is sort of becoming at peace with imperfection, our own, other people, world in general, just sort of becoming at peace. Because here's the thing, perfectionists, and I have a lot of recovering, I typically have a significant amount of recovering perfectionists as students, and it's just amazing to watch them really get in a better place with that, because perfectionists in general don't have a lot of inner peace going on. It's just true because of the OCT, right? The obsessive compulsive thinking. Sort of wanting things to be different than they are. That's my wizard hat up there. It's very cool. My fun office. Wanting things to be different than they are, which also, I think it's John Kabat-Zinn's definition of stress is wanting the present, very similar, wanting the present moment to be something other than it is. With perfectionism, it's wanting, being upset and bothered by asymmetry on a bookshelf, for example. A lot of asymmetry right there. It actually kind of all fell down the other day, but it's okay. It's just having that I don't know, kind of that absent-minded professor look. But anyway, asymmetry and being bothered by, a pen that's out of place, all the way to, imperfections in the house, disorganized closets or cabinets, shingles out of place, the painting or ourselves. We could lose a few pounds if only we did this, and our eyebrows don't look right, or if only we had new clothes, and there's all different kinds of imperfection with body image and house image and car image and not having the right number on our savings account and all of that. And the thing is, when we get sort of wrapped up in the imperfection cycle, which does have a whole lot to do with the obsessive compulsive thought process, right? It leads to this, right away into this mode, this cyclical mode that's exhausting, ongoing, and it's a battle that's just going to be lost over and over, because we talked about it in previous episodes about how the brain is, this particular topic we're talking about is reinforcing. So each and every time, a what if thought enters, or like with the perfectionism, wanting to move that book over, fix that, move that picture up, move the next one up, and now that one looks crooked. Whenever we give in to that, the brain's like, oh, I found it. Oh, just like when a dog sits or does whatever we want, and we give it a cookie, the brain wants a cookie for what it thought, and it gives itself a cookie, or more like a prime rib, really, prime rib bone. And so the perfectionism thing obviously going to be a losing battle, and with it goes inner peace. There goes inner peace. Also, it pulls us away from being kind, because we're more into being critical of ourselves and other people. And there I go again. So if it's like the OCT perfectionism cycle, and I got to be plus, and now it's an A, and not being okay with, wow, I really studied hard, really put a lot into that paper, and sort of being a little more wrapped up into, wow, I did a great job. This is, it's harder for me to take a test or write it, whichever way, and I really did well. It pulls us away from kindness to ourselves and others, and it also pulls us away from gratitude, which, as you know, we've talked about it. Gratitude is a straight road to happiness. Now, obviously, there's more involved. Usually, nothing's a quick fix, and cultivating gratitude. By cultivating gratitude, here's the thing. There's not a lot of room for perfectionism or anxiety, or there's not a lot of room to want to critique or cause harm. That does, critiquing causes harm to us and whoever we're critiquing, right? And so it gets in the way of that. So each and every time we get wrapped up in looking for imperfections in ourselves, we also, it's much easier to find them in other people. We've also had to talk about that in a different context because the brain loves patterns. We talked about the Tetris effect, right? Where, which is in a positive way, is a gratitude journal. Because the more we do, I am grateful for, I'm grateful for, I'm grateful for, 3 times each day in a gratitude journal, after 21 days, which is about how long it takes for a habit to shift, we start to automatically, as in unconsciously, see the good in our day more than we did before. Well, the reverse is true with negative patterns. And so the more we kind of allow, because that is the word, it means that we give our consent, permission, whatever, give up our power, and allow ourselves to criticize ourselves and to really focus on the imperfections in ourselves. Again, lose more weight, or get the better grades, or get the promotion, whatever. It becomes much easier for us to also focus on the imperfections of others. Like, man, look at them in that relationship. Whoa, I can't believe, she did and he did and I can't believe that she's letting him get away with that. I can't believe he's letting her get away with that, or that they let her get away with that. And we really get focused on this stuff and then reinforce. And so the disease of the disease dis-ease, right? Because perfectionists are not at ease. Please hear me. I'm not saying this with judgment in any way. We all have stuff to work on. The idea with these videos is to hopefully bring awareness to people about the power of our thought process, and also with that awareness, we can then make changes about learning how to practice thought control, because what we practice, we inevitably get good at. And so with the perfectionist thing, what's super important is to, number one, be aware of it, because we can't do what we don't know, right? And as Dr. Dave says, once we become aware, we become responsible. And this, to ourselves too. And that we make a decision in that moment to stop abandoning our mental health. Because you know what? You deserve to be happy. Each and every day you deserve to have some happiness, hopefully lots of happiness, because these are our life minutes. I've been going around campus love bombing people with life minutes. They look like that. Yes, we want to spend our life minutes like they're cash, not going down the rabbit hole of perfectionism, which reinforces itself, which means it gets stronger each time, which means there's a stronger pull to look for what's missing versus what's right. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. So here's the thing. It's so important to, first of all, become aware of it and catch ourselves. When we really try, in whatever circumstance, we can oh, there I go. And not in a way that's like, oh, there I go again. Negative. If it's not enough, I'm having these anxious thoughts or whatever. Now I'm feeling badly about feeling badly. Like secondary emotions. No. Catching ourselves in it is good. And we say, oh, there I go again. Let's see how I can maybe think about this differently. And remind ourselves that our spirits are perfect. The spirit that resides in the body is perfect. We came into this world without a flaw. That authentic self is in there. Okay, the authentic self is in there. So what this is actually reminding me of is, at this very minute, there's my wizard cape. Speaking what I'm going to say is about Harry Potter. There's a scene in there for any of you HP fans out there. It's in the first one, I believe, where Harry kind of finds a mirror of Erised, and he looks in the mirror and he can see his parents behind him, and then he eventually goes and wakes up Ron Weasley, his best friend, and he comes down and Harry thinks he's going to show him Harry's parents, right? But when Ron stands in front of it, it shows all the heartache and stuff that's missing in his life, and also being the head boy and the Quidditch captain or something. So it's showing us, like our greatest desires, rather than, as Dumbledore says, I'm obviously paraphrasing, I'm not looking at it right now, that really what we're striving for is to be able to look in that mirror without anything behind you or near you, no head boy, no Quidditch captain, people we've lost, but to just be able to look at ourselves exactly as we are enough, with all the human imperfections and asymmetry, metaphorically speaking, in our lives, and things out of whack, and being a few few pounds too heavy and all this stuff, to just look past that, because when we can become at peace with imperfection, true authentic inner peace can really kind of take over and open up to as much gratitude as possible. Because when we do all of this, we kind of shift out of that place of what's missing, and we can then see what's right with life, and see that, life is sort of perfect. Our spirits are perfect exactly as they are. And so acceptance is key. And what we practice, we inevitably get good at. So please hear me when I say it. I didn't, certainly didn't say it was as easy. It is, however, up to us to decide. So there's simple and there's easy. Is it that simple? Yes. Is it that easy? Didn't say that. No, it takes commitment. It takes commitment to be happy, quite honestly. And I love the word cultivate, especially in Vermont, because I think of farms. Turning over soil richness, it takes continued effort. And also, like anything else, once, playing soccer or learning to play the violin or whatever, once we practice for a while, kind of like you get the calluses when you play guitar, like we adjust, and then it's less maintenance kind of thing. So making peace with imperfection, shifting back into gratitude and kindness. All right, this is Kimberly Quinn signing off from Northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.